too. You're beautiful. MOAB Red Hot 55K.
Yeah.
Bobby Peavy. Boulder, Colorado.
Yeah.
Great race with you. Came down to sprint finish. Like, you were looking really
Let's
strong.
Let's
yeah.
take.
We kind of had it. We were running together almost the entire race, and then you put like 5 seconds on me in the last 400 meters.
Yeah, that's tight.
Downhill finish. So congrats.
Yeah, thanks, man. You too.
Yeah. Jackson Hill, second place, 35K. Nice. Good one.
Yeah, I think
Sandy
I will
9
be.
paper.
I'm on your blogs enough.
You won your trophy. You're the champion. 55K. Great race, man. Ashley Grozovin.
Except they gave me the second place, but
You're the champion. You won.
yeah, I should.
Abby Levine.
Hi, Sage.
Congrats on your race.
Thank you.
Represent Boulder well.
That's right.
Colorado,
I tried.
Colorado's represented here.
Tried to bust the rust in the land of rust.
Yeah. Nice. Congrats.
The rocks are red because of oxygen.
Good job. Ooh, yes. Good. All right. Good job.
And I'll have an idea like 5
Congrats.
Congratulations. Nice work.
Congrats.
Good job, guys.
Sage Canaday here with Brian Powell of Iron Far.
Hey, Sage.
Thanks for volunteering today.
Oh, it was a
Handing out the
blast.
medals, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's fun running this every year, and then this year getting a chance to get back and help out at the race.
Yeah. Sarah Bard, Hoka Oneone athlete.
Yeah.
Congrats on your race today.
Thanks.
Fourth place. You've been fourth at Comrades. You've been top 10 several times.
Yeah.
Okay, that's an important distinction. That's impressive. Great race.
Thanks.
Race day. Walking with the champion of the women's 55K. Beautiful scenery out here in Moab.
Yes. That side.
On that side, we're in the shade now. It's actually pretty cold. Of course, it snowed last night, so there were several inches of snow on some of those early fire road sections. It was a little bit muddy too from melted snow and rain, and pretty chilly. I was running with the hat and gloves and long sleeves, and then finally warmed up in the second half a bit. But a good mix of a lot of dirt roads, so some fast runnable miles, as well as then some slick rock, which makes navigation a little harder, because you're trying to find where the trail goes, and you're running across these big slabs of rock, and then some good technical downhill. But I was running with champion Bobby Peavy, who I learned he actually ran Division I at Georgetown, 3:44 1500 guy, low 14-minute 5K runner, and it came down to a kick with him in the last 400 meters, and he held on for the win. He's looking super strong, and then we had a good pack of 5 guys probably for the first 20 miles or 32K, so pretty competitive day and a good long run effort. But oh, my legs are feeling it, doing a lot of vertical over, I think I got over 4,000 feet of vertical on the climb, which is training through for Rotterdam and Comrades and road stuff, not so used to the technical climbing, but no excuses. It was a great, good event. Beautiful Moab. It's beautiful now because it stopped precipitating. It's a little chilly though at night when the sun goes down, so hope for more sunshine soon. I'll get you some footage of our excursions later this weekend. So next day in Arches National Park, we're at Devil's Garden parking lot. Gonna do a little hike, hopefully out to Private Arch. There's also Landscape Arch, like 3 other arches, so should be good. It's nice to loosen up the legs, but I did do a 5.5 mile 9K run this morning. Actually felt pretty good, so legs aren't too sore. The quads and IT band are a little tight in the front of the legs, but wasn't engaging my glutes as much. And I'll do a little Strava data analysis as well, show you some screenshots from Strava, as well as final thoughts and reflections on the race now that we've had a night to sleep on it. Let's get out on the trail. Alright, road less traveled. Big primitive trail loop here. I got cold, so I put my hood on. Primitive trail. You sure you want to go on this, babe? This is difficult hiking. Landscape arch, beautiful up there. Sorry about the fuzzy coming down from the top. I'm gonna do a little trimming with it so it won't be in future videos because I know it's annoying, but yeah, just wanted to do a quick vlog rundown and hopefully get you some shots here of Private Arch, which we'll be walking up to. Actually, I'll do that already because I think we're gonna make it there, as well as maybe Dark Angel Arch, which would be really cool to see there out beyond Landscape Arch on the Primitive Trail. Arches National Park, and it's the next day. Sandy and I are hiking, getting the blood flowing. Always good to do some activity. Again, I did do that light run this morning and actually felt pretty good because I'm training through for the Rotterdam Marathon in 7 weeks. Big road focus. And yeah, analyzing the Strava data, you see it right there. I was a little disappointed that I didn't ride an average higher heart rate because I was working quite hard. I was breathing quite hard and my legs were hurting. But the heart rate wasn't as high as I thought it would be, and I think it was actually pretty accurate even with that wrist strap on the Garmin there. And part of the reason is because my legs weren't dialed for the trails as much as they usually would be, especially with summer mountain running season. And I think I was just getting more muscle failure in my quads and hip flexors and not being able to pull out that higher heart rate and higher breathing rate. And only 170 steps per minute. Stride rate as well was pretty low. Whereas on the road, even in like a 50K on a road, could probably pull a much higher heart rate, faster cadence, longer stride length. But part of it goes with the technical trails as well. Was still trying to iron out those form flaws and that sloppy form that I've been getting the last couple years, and definitely a step in the right direction. Getting in the mileage in Strava, working on the speed, things like that. So that's what we see from the Strava data. Yesterday was fine. It was a step in the right direction, solid long run effort, right? Almost 4 hours of good aerobic work, and it was a little of a shock to the system just because I haven't been on the trails basically at all winter. I haven't been doing a lot of climbing or descending, especially on technical trails in my training with the road focus, but no excuses. Like, I have extensive technical trail running experience, obviously from racing in Europe, especially European mountain running, and even training out here in MOAB, or racing out here in MOAB. It wasn't as technical as the MOAB Trail Marathon, which Sandy and I really like, and it had some good Jeep roads, which was nice and runnable, but still, you know, I felt the climbing, and we all had to deal with all the snow on the course, especially in the 55K. There was, it snowed several inches on some of the top parts of the loop early on, and there was a thin layer of ice coating the slick rock and stuff, so I actually changed into the Speed Goat, Hoka One Speed Goat instead of the Torrent, because I thought the Vibram outsole would have more traction, but of course slightly heavier shoe. Performed really well though. I like the cushioning, the Speed Goat as well as the Torrent, and but definitely looking forward to strapping on those carbon Hoka One carbon rockets, doing some faster paced road work, because I feel like still need more intensity, leg turnover, and still trying to activate the glutes and hamstrings. I was actually a little disappointed on my run today that my calves and hamstrings and the backside of my legs weren't really sore at all, whereas my hip flexors kind of failed and my quads and IT band were a bit tight, which kind of goes with the territory. I did run an ultra on trails, and a big downhill finish also was pretty tough yesterday. Bobby Peavy, who won, is a great technical downhill runner, super fast guy. Again, he ran like 14:09 for 5K in college several years ago. Great guy. Actually, the top 3 guys in the men's race, Stephen Kirsch was 3rd. We all ran under 14:30 for 5K in college. Those guys actually ran under 14:10. I only ran 14:29. So it kind of shows how the speed correlates in some ultras. I wouldn't say all ultras, but definitely correlation there. Definitely some very talented runners, and kind of goes back to my whole theme of Mutt Runner, the film I did several years ago. I'll link to it at the end of this video. A new breed of mountain ultra trail runner, talking about the speed infusion in mountain ultra trail running, and this was like a video I did 5 years ago, so see that. Then the women's side of the race, there's also a shorter race, 35K, or is it 33K? 33K. Hoka One teammate Ashley Brazovan won the women's race. Anthony Costales, who's a 2:13 marathoner, won that race from the men's side. And then women's 55K, of course, Sandy won. Had me there, champion. Great race by Sandy. And third place was my teammate Sarah Bard, Hoka One teammate, who's a really fast road runner. She's run Olympic trials qualifying in the marathon, as well as been fourth at Comrades. So stacked competition kind of all around. Again, MOAB Red Hot 55K is a pretty long history with some fast performances. And you know, I don't want to make any excuses. I haven't run the course before in previous years, but I would say this year was probably more maybe slower conditions because of the amount of snow we had on the fire road sections. There were a lot of jeep roads and fire roads, but it was quite icy and muddy from some of the rains, as well as the snow and melting slush. So definitely treacherous this year, and a cold start early in the morning there. You can see the picture from Ian Torrance that on the starting line there was ice. But great fun event, good long run effort. Training through it again, trying to keep the mileage pretty consistent and high, but mainly working on that running form, glute activation and speed, keeping the core strong. Took my Spring Energy Canaday during the race. I think I took some Hill Aid as well, 8 or 9 of those Spring Energy gels. Check out myspringenergy.com, enter code SAGE, myspringenergy, for a discount. Ooh, we got some mud going on here. Ooh, oh, look at this view, this is great. And yeah, check out the data on Strava. Definitely hope your training's going well. Really thank you for all your supportive comments, for watching these vlogs. Thanks to the Patreon supporters for really making this possible. And congrats to Sandy again for the win. Her training's going really well. Gearing up for a nice season here, these season opening races. So thank you guys. Again, congrats to all the runners out there. Great seeing a lot of you. Hope your running's going well. Stay tuned for more. Yeah, so it ended up snowing on us. Turns out Moab's cold.